a warm welcome. So, hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. Love to introduce myself and introduce my friend Miguel. He's an old friend. I met him through the Global Sustainability Network. It's on a mission to solve global slavery. You know, there's a vast number of people in the world who are unrepresented, and I met Miguel at the Vatican about 5 years ago, and we've stayed in touch, and it's an honor to bring him, to invite him here today. A bit of my background, so I'm half Singaporean, half British, been in the crypto industry since 2010. I was working for WikiLeaks. I built their Android app in late 2010, and around then the governments froze our bank accounts, so Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and we were forced to use Bitcoin as a way of fundraising. And it was really lucky, because without this technology we wouldn't have had the ability to keep running. So got my first Bitcoin at 9 cents, invested in a bunch of protocols since then, started a video conferencing app, an encrypted video conferencing app, had a few million users. I sold it in 2014. And my latest project, I've been running it for about 5 or 6 years, is this vision called the Unit Network, and it's powered by this idea of the token economy. So, like, what does that mean? Why should we care? You know, how does it relate to the topic today of solving wealth inequity, changing global finance? So, the way we look at the economy at the moment is it's still very much pieces of paper. You know, it's a small minority of society that largely controls and governs it. These are the politicians, these are the investors, you know, the people on Wall Street, the people in the City of London, right? They largely dictate who gets the opportunity, you know, where money flows. And you've got the long tail of society, right? You've got most of society is an employee, is a customer, and they don't partake in the upside. It's all the founders, people like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, all these guys, and the few investors who support them. We're really excited for this future where everyone partakes in the upside, right? If you look at something like Bitcoin, there wasn't just a small number of people who benefited in its upside. If you compare it to PayPal, right? It was the PayPal mafia that made lots of money from its success. You look at something like Bitcoin, you know, myself as a 16-year-old, being able to be part of the movement 13 years ago, I was able to partake in that upside. And we see the future for every single business globally, right? The same way if you look at the internet, right? The internet's been around for 30 years. It really revolutionized the way we access information, right? Before the internet, you needed to go to a library, you needed to read a book, you needed to talk to an expert like Miguel. And the internet just democratized that. Now, access to information is just seamless, right? You look at the smartphone. Before the smartphone, everyone had a BlackBerry, you know, everyone had a Nokia. It was like, who's going to pay $1,000 for a phone, right? And then what the smartphone did, it really democratized access to communication, right? And what I'm really excited for with this industry is I think we're just at the beginning, really at the start of this revolution of global finance and making money and the economy is something that is radically different from how it is today. So, like, what does that mean? How does it affect me? Why should I care? So, you know, fundraising. I used to work at a fund in London, third biggest in Europe. We had maybe 3,000 pitches a year, deal flow coming in, and we would invest in maybe 7 companies, right? How ridiculous is that? Most people, you know, with an idea or, you know, an entrepreneur tries to raise money, the fundraising piece should be the easiest piece, right? They should be able to be given an opportunity, have access to make it happen, and then they'll focus on their business. But the way fundraising works at the moment is it's really, really easy for a very small group of society. You know, if they want to raise a few $100 million, if they want to raise billions of dollars, like, sure, you know, a pension fund, you know, a sovereign wealth fund, it's like, here, good luck, make something happen. But for the most vast majority of society, you know, if you're trying to raise $10,000 or $100,000 or $5,000, it's really, really hard. And what really excited me with ICOs in 2017 and even 2015 was fortunate to be invested in Ethereum and Binance and firms like this, is it really showed how financing is going to revolutionary change. There's going to be revolutionary change there. You know, if someone here has an idea, they should be able to create a token, create a DAO, get it very easily funded, and then they're off to the races, right? They're not going to have to worry about the capital allocation piece behind it, right? The cool thing about NFTs, 2021, ICOs of 2017, is people realized that tokens can be applied towards real world assets, right? It's not just another blockchain protocol like in 2017. It's not just someone writing a white paper, right? What I anticipate to happen in 2025 is people are going to realize that tokenization, NFTs, blockchain, this industry is going to radically improve the way people run businesses. So if you look at the way businesses are structured at the moment, typically you set up a company, whether it's in the US and Delaware, in the UK, it's a Portuguese company, and then you get a piece of paper, right, a shareholder agreement, and you kind of hope that you sell some of these shares, raise some capital for it, make that company successful, right? I'm confident that every single company and every single business in the world is going to have a digital token that sits on top of it, kind of the way people have social media accounts. And these digital tokens are going to be the holding entity, the parent entity behind their company, right? It's going to help them to fundraise more easily. It's going to help them distribute value amongst their organization much more effectively. It's going to help them to achieve their goals much more efficiently, yeah. So those are some of the things that we do at the Unit Network. We make it really easy to create DAOs and tokens. We're one of the leading real-world asset tokenization exchanges. We've got a community of about 50,000 users. We have about 1,500 assets. The same way, Binance launched in 2017, and people kind of were like, do we really need another exchange? And you see now they're a leader in trading crypto assets. We're excited to be this leader in 2024, 2025, where we want to trade not the top 300 assets, things like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Polkadot or Solana, but the 300,000 and 300 million assets there are to come. So how do we do that? We provide a bunch of really effective tools. I'll touch on that a bit, but over to you, Miguel, please.
No, amazing. It's great to see your conclusion. By the way, by my accent, I'm Portuguese, so bom dia. I started actually as a rapper. I'm a Portuguese rapper that learned entrepreneurship by the hip-hop culture. And a leap forward that took me to the United States and then to Dubai, and eventually led for me to do the Chamber of Commerce for Portugal in Dubai. With that, representing not only the Portuguese culture and diplomacy, I was very keen to change the system that jobs were created and the inefficacy of the universities. So through that and this family from Pakistan, the Jafar, we partner up with the Vatican, where Michael Healy and I met, the Church of England, the United Nations, the Rockefellers, and also one of the sheikhs of Dubai. With that, to tackle global modern-day slavery, we wanted to go to the macro solution of what would it be to take people out of trafficking or simply corruption. So that would be job creation and obviously a lot of sub-points that we're not going to touch. And that's actually the conversation that Michael Healy and I had, which was all about how the Web3 and the token economy could tackle into job creation. Now, all of you that are here are for sure experts in the realm and are believers of it. So with all the knowledge and depth that you took, could you delve more about the cooperative economy that the tokenization brings?
Absolutely. So the mission behind Unit, right, is to provide this operating system for businesses. The way organizations operate. You can think of a government as an organization. You can think of a charity, a company, a fund. They're all groups of people with an aligned mission. And it depends, some are trying to deliver investor returns. Some are focused on, providing a product and service. Some are responsible for taking care of a group of people, like a country, like a government. We see this line really blurring over the coming years and decade or two, where if you look at things like, I was born in Singapore, right? It's a 50-year-old country, right? It's gone from a tiny fishing village, on the edge of Malaysia to one of the richest cities in the world. And how has that happened? It's come from good leadership. It's come from a very sound framework and economic system. We think there's going to be many more experiments like this. If you think of Germany, it's since '89. You think of the United States, it's only 300 years old, right? So people kind of think of these institutions, these countries. I really enjoyed the session before on network states. I really think this is such an exciting realm of innovation. People underestimated mobile when Instagram got bought for $1 billion in 2012. Right now, it's the most valuable asset of Facebook, worth over 100 billion. People underestimated the internet in terms of its, massive impact on society. I'm confident that this industry, the token economy, blockchain, is going to be bigger than both of these put together. And why I'm so sure that to be the case is because when the smartphone came out, people kind of thought, okay, great, it's a better version of the phone, right? How's it going to affect my business, right? And now the way people communicate, the way people access information has radically shifted through the smartphone, right? Same with the internet, the way people access information, the way people learn about products, radically changed the way people learn about things. Where the token economy fits into all of this is I imagine a future where, now we've got 10,000 coins and tokens that exist. We're going to see a future where there's 10 million and then there's 10 billion coins. Everyone in this room is going to have their own token, and it's going to be very clear what this token represents. Maybe someone's a musician, maybe someone runs a restaurant, someone is into impact investing, and these specific tokens are going to help people be much more likely to achieve what they're striving for, right? It's going to help them to not have to worry about the capital allocation piece, the economic side behind what they're doing, as much as they do now. If you look at the way businesses are at the moment, or the way you look at countries at the moment, people are either heavily socialist or heavily capitalist. They're like, oh, we should pay lots of taxes, we should give everyone social security or a stipend to kind of survive, free healthcare, those are very left wing. And then you've got the right wing which says we should pay no taxes, it should be entirely privatized. Where I think that the token economy sits is a hybrid between the two. It doesn't say that business fundamentals don't exist. You can't just spend money and hope that things are going to succeed, right? But it also ensures that everyone gets a piece of the value creation pie. So in terms of unit, why we're so excited and confident that we're going to play a really big role in this is we make it really easy to create a token, right? So if you wanted to create a business at the moment and you wanted a token or a blockchain or a DAO piece of it, it's really challenging to hire a blockchain engineer, to get audited, to worry about the security aspect of things, to worry about the legal side of things. And we just provide this decentralized infrastructure for creating a token, and then we provide a bunch of modules, right? If you want to fundraise, you can very easily create a sale, raise the capital you need. We've got this idea of a bank and a treasury. So this is really cool. The bank basically provides you operating transparency, right? Now if I invest in a company, I need to hope that, that the company's doing okay. And if I want to find out how well it's doing, I need to call up the CEO and say, hey, are you guys still, making money? How much runway do you have? And this idea that it's all transparent in real time, right? That's the bank within unit. The treasury is this concept where every single asset is going to have a lowest price. So at the moment, you look at digital assets, it's very much based on speculative value. If it goes up, if it goes down, more people buy it, there's more demand. We're really confident that this idea that assets are going to have a lowest price is going to be really interesting. How that works is, let's say there was 100,000 Michael shares or tokens, and there was $500,000 in the treasury, you would know that the lowest price is $5. So if you bought it at $10 or $12, you know that it's got $7 of speculative value, $5 of underlying value. And we think that that's going to take a lot of the traditional methods behind valuing businesses into the token economy. We provide other features, things like a contest, things like polls. We have an exchange built in. And what we're looking for at the moment is collaborators and projects which are looking to build on top of the token economy. Anyone with a restaurant, anyone with a real world business that says, hey, this alternate crypto, blockchain, token economy is relevant and interesting, and have a feeling that it's going to play a big role. We'll love to support you, whether it's invest in it or use our community of about 50,000 people globally to help drive the number of token economy businesses that exist. And please feel free to reach out. I'm at Michael on Telegram, or to me afterwards. We've got 10 minutes time left. Anything else, Miguel?
Well, just to be grateful for the invitation to you and Human Protocol. Our time is really running up. We really wanted to get ahead of how wealth inequity will be solved by crypto and obviously the global finance. So UNIT is onto it. I believe you're also onto it. So we should, all of us, communicate, especially at this very bright first edition of Human Protocol. So please, thank you so much for coming, and a round of applause for Michael Healy and to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.